I am representing the Copper Corridor Economic Development Coalition. You all know of us. We're putting on an event on May 3rd called the San Pedro River Festival, and it's going to be at Whippleman Flats. And we have some great sponsors for this event: the Audubon Society, SRP, ASARCO, Resolution Copper. They're all helping us so that we can put on some really great birding walks, hikes, all kinds of activities for kids. We're going to have a climbing wall, we're going to have music, we're going to have pony rides, we're going to have train rides, all kinds of things. So it's a great day for the whole family. Everything is free. For people that are interested in the bird walks, they need to go to our website and sign up for them because, you know, they don't want to disturb the birds. So I mean, I guess that's it. So they're limiting the number of people that can go on the bird walks. But everything else, of course, there's no limit. And because this is the first time we're doing it, and because we have these great sponsors, we really want as many people as possible to come so that we can make this an annual event. So, and we're drawing people in from Phoenix and Tucson through the Audubon Society and the Nature Conservancy. So it's an exciting event. So what I'd like to do, I have these little mini posters, and I'd like to just leave them with Patsy, and so if you're interested, you could pick them up.
Thank you, Liz.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go to item 5, consent agenda. A and B and C, approval of minutes.
Mr. Mayor, I just want to apologize to everyone. I left on Wednesday, actually Thursday, to go to Tennessee. I thought I had everything in order for the girls to get the agendas out, and thank goodness they did get them out. However, the minutes weren't in there, and some of the reports that were just finished today. I had someone that had surgery in my department, and we just did not get the accounts payable done until today. So I apologize for that.
Any questions on accounts payable?
I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
Consent agenda. Okay, we have a motion by Councilman Bashar to go ahead and approve the consent agenda. Do we have a second?
Oh, second.
Second by Councilman Dean. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Wickham,
No.
Councilman Gallego,
Yes.
Councilman Barcelo,
Yes.
Mayor Barcelo,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Medina.
Yes.
Item number 6, new business, discussion and action on the following. Sell exchange property located on highway at 337, Highway 77. Sonia or Patsy?
Sonia called just a little while ago. She had car trouble and she would not make it. However, I have briefly discussed this with our attorney. Here's the whole 1031 land swap. It is for those who want to protect their money from paying taxes, basically is what it is. So the offer was pay $80,000 cash for the 337 Highway 77 and swap for a piece of property in Tucson, which Sonia told me that she has that piece of property sold for $80,000. And so we would be getting $160,000. With that, I don't know if the council wants to go that way, or if, you know, I would hesitate on it. I think we've got a good thing going up there at the time, so, but that is your decision. And Steve might be able to, you know, elaborate a little more on this
But
whole thing.
the only thing I can see is like, I told you, you know, we accomplished something now. We're bringing some, where we're gonna have a little bit of produce, some for the people in that, by bringing that tenant in. And they're going about it. And to do something like that, it wouldn't be worth it.
However, I did speak with Steve, and he said in order for us to sell the property, we would have to do as though we were surplusing vehicles or whatever, and put it up for, advertise it and put it up for seal bids. So, you know, with that, I think this is probably
Yeah.
something that the council should think about before they decide to sell.
I have a question. Where exactly is 337?
It is Michoacan's up there.
Oh.
Is it next to the Circle K?
Yes.
So and that's my recommendation, council, that we leave it as is, because we're doing something that we accomplished a goal for the town man and the people. And to do something right now like that, it's not worth it. Not to, the service we're gonna provide to the people.
Unless someone on the council tells us differently, then that's basically how we'll present it back to the person that made the inquiry to us.
No action.
Thank you. Well, 6B, Pinal County Animal Control presentation.
They could not make it. They had an issue to come up. They regretted that they could not make it and would like to be set up for a future agenda.
You're gonna put it in the agenda. We don't have to table it then, just.
Yeah, no, I'll put that on a future agenda.
Okay, then we have item 6C, exclusive rights for the Little League field. Pablo Rodriguez.
Good evening, Council. I'm here on behalf of Mammoth Little League, and I am asking the Council to consider exclusive rights to the Mammoth Little League and the Mammoth Senior League field back to our organization, Mammoth Little League.
It's the same agreement we have every year, right?
Yes, sir.
I make the motion that we give the Mammoth Little League exclusive rights.
I have a motion by Councilman Cruzado to go ahead and grant the Little League exclusive rights for the use of the senior league field too.
Yes, sir.
And a second by Councilman Gallego. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. Thank you, thanks, Pablo. Item 6D, one-day liquor permit for the fiesta. This is, I guess nobody's here for the church, we'll have to table that.
Pablo, sir.
Pablo.
I can't. It is the same agreement that we've had with the town before, just the one-day permit for our annual fiesta.
So I need,
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Councilman. Go ahead and say your motion.
I make a motion that we give the Blessed Sacrament Church a one-day permit for the fiesta.
Okay, motion by Councilman Brashado to go ahead and grant the Blessed Sacrament Church a one-day permit for a liquor license for fiesta.
I second.
Seconded by Councilman Gallego. All in favor of motion?
Aye.
Thank you,
Motion
Council.
passes. Thank you. Item 6E, IGA Pinal County Flood Control Plan.
You got a copy of this in your paperwork, didn't you? This is the grant that we had spoken of. The county is ready for us to respond by signing this agreement, and then we will be eligible for the grant coming up in July. And that is for the Sunset and Hetzel.
Yes, sir.
We would like, I think eventually put a box culvert in there. Is that where we're leaning?
Box culvert's a couple other locations, but there, what they're gonna do is underground convey the water. We're gonna start there, that's the heart of our problem, and then convey the water underground and go around that house and down the Sunset Wash. We intend to build a box culvert where the Casillas property is, but it blows out there every year, at the bottom, but we're not there yet. Our first 250 is starting at Hetzel and Sunset. We've gotta go up the drainage and down the drainage from there.
So the area that we're talking about is over there by, Davis and, Eric Garcia's house?
Yes, sir.
And then are you gonna go up the wash?
Yeah, it depends on how much the money stretches. It's basically 250,000. The engineers estimate 50,000 for engineering and design and 200,000 for construction dollars. So that should give us, something. These grants are available every year.
So,
Patsy and I found that out by meeting with Lonnie Sanders, that these grants are available every year. There were only 2 applicants for 3 grants this year. We can be standing in line every year and continue working on it.
Is that gonna, that doesn't include the Casilla business?
I don't know that the money's gonna stretch that far. And now we need the engineers to go to the drawing board and show us how far the money will stretch.
What we have next year that we could consider that if we do not get this year, get it for the funding for this year. The grant is for $300,000, and there's a $50,000 in-house contribution that we have to make, which we've probably done that already with just some of the repairs. The curbing and the bank stabilization and so forth up there.
That's what the concrete work was about. We're going to do our portion of it and try to stabilize the area.
So we need a motion to go ahead and approve the IGA, the now county flood control.
I make a motion to pass the IGA downtown flood control.
I have a motion by Councilman Medina to go ahead and approve the IGA with the now county flood control.
I second.
A second by Councilman Rosado. All in favor of motion?
Aye.
Motion passes. We'll go to item 6S, annual Easter egg hunt donation management.
Rudy told me he would be here, but he comes to us every year for the annual Easter egg hunt. He said not to ask for more than $25 or $50 because they have other donations already, so it's up to the town. I have personally given, so the town, if
Bill seniors donated.
So how much of a donation?
I think they have quite a lot of donations. I think $25 or $25
Okay,
would be
need a
good.
motion to, $25 to the Easter egg hunt Lions Club.
I motion
We have a motion by Councilman Berry, we'll go ahead and donate $25 to the annual Easter egg hunt donation to the Mammoth Lions Club. A second by Councilman Barsal. All in favor of motion?
Aye.
Motion passes. We'll go
Sorry.
ahead and-
May I ask a question on that?
Sure.
The last couple of years that they've been holding this, they've been holding it at the Little League field. Is that where they're considering holding it this year?
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's scheduled for Saturday.
I'm just asking so we can,
Okay, so you can work.
right.
I think it's pretty well ready, isn't
It looks real nice.
I'm just, so we're prepared that we know we have to make sure
Garbage
everything's,
cans.
right.
it? Okay. Okay, we'll go item H, 6.
G.
Oh, G, on this, G. Approve IGA with the county recorder and electronics department.
Election.
That's for the election.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is something we have to go through every year. In the past, I was certified and I could handle some of this information, but I am no longer certified in elections, so we pretty much have to depend on the county to take care of most of this.
Plus the laws that change where we are following the primary and general election cycle.
And also, we will have home rule this fall as well.
Okay, Okay, so we just need a motion to approve the IGA with Pinal County.
I make a motion that we approve the IGA with Pinal County Recorder and Elections Department.
A motion by Councilman, Wickham to go ahead and approve the IGA with Pinal County Recorder, Election
I
Department.
said.
Second by Councilman Barcelo. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Motion approved. We go to item 6H, update council on developers, casino, and adult brewers article passing.
Mayor Barcelo and council, I wanted to just address a few things. I had a meeting with, the developers and, some investors regarding our housing and, that type of thing with Gary from the casino. Gary has informed us that they will no longer be doing the modular building. They're going in for a permanent structure, which is very good news. So, you know, they're not gonna take any chances. They're just gonna go in with the permanent structure. They anticipate being completed by August or September of next year. Their original plan was to break ground this month, but it is not going to happen. They will probably break ground in August, September, a little bit later in the fall. But that's pretty quick turnaround from the time they break ground to the time that they anticipate the opening of the casino. He relayed an urgency for us to go ahead and do the developing. We have discussed townhomes possibly, to make it more affordable. We have discussed condos, and the people that we have spoken to with developers, which, keep in mind, it will all have to go out to bid for a developer, and you would have the right to reject any bids or whatever. But the developer that we spoke with said he could not put together a good home for less than $130,000, about a 1,500 square foot home, and he said he would not even take a chance on anything cheaper than that because you pretty much get what you pay for. So we're looking at different options here: the townhouses, the apartments, the condos, and possibly some homes. I have been considering getting in touch with some of the people at Resolution on a piece of property that the town should be interested in, and we're hoping that it will be donated to us. Then, does that take care of the casino and the developers? We have people who are willing to invest in our town. They have, the last I heard, there was a sizable amount of over $10 million that people were willing to invest in our town, which is a very good start for us with the casino. So with that, I don't have any other information. I would like to address a couple of things that Mr. Councilman Brewer put in the paper, and I regret that he's not here so he can get the facts straight. The first thing that I wanted to talk about was he stated in there the computers. We did get new computers, but the reason that we got new computers was that our old computers were very slow. They were not compatible with our software anymore. So, but the first thing is I got a new computer myself. The girls used the old computers for months, and we decided that they were not compatible. The computers in question we have in our own possession. The police department is using one for word processing. It's okay for them to use over there for that. The second is in the hands of a forensic person to try to retrieve some information. So those computers are accountable, and the information on them is not destroyed. And if there is information on there destroyed, we did not do it. So that was one thing that I wanted to touch on. Another thing was the ready mix. He stated that that it would be cheaper for us to get a truckload of ready mix out of Tucson instead of batching it ourselves. That is, it's gonna be a surprising comparison here, because I called 2 places in Tucson, the 2 closest to us, they will not even consider delivering to Mammoth. But they did tell me delivering to Oracle would be a 10-yard minimum at $105 a yard. So, and if you take less than 10 yards, it's a $250 delivery charge, and they will not even consider less than 7 yards. But keep in mind, they won't even come to Mammoth. I haven't, also, if you all know anything about ready mix, you know that offloading time is very important. If you don't unload within 6 minutes per yard, you get charged standby time, truck standby time. So that is calculated at $1.50 per minute with this particular company. So you're looking at $90 at least probably, because I'm thinking pouring curbing and sidewalks to offload 10 yards will be 2 hours. What do you think about that, Albert?
I don't think so, Patsy. Most of those guys cannot do it in about 30 minutes.
But our guys,
Well, yeah, well, that's where you run into a difference.
our guys I don't
No.
think would be
Yeah,
able to
yeah.
finish because we have a very limited crew.
Yeah. Most finishers can unload a truck within 30 minutes, and that's pretty slow for them because they go pretty fast on unloading a 10-yard truck.
And curbing, sidewalks, that's a little slower than than a slab.
Right, because it's a little bit drier and it's.
What about,
So with that, the second company that I contacted would not go to Mammoth, but they would go to Sales. So they estimated the same distance from Sales to here.
No, I deliver to South. South is an hour and 35 minutes running at 80 miles an hour. Okay, I ran from 88. Hey, when you're reporting for DPS and Border Patrol, you run what they tell you to run.
You're confessing up to the just so you know.
I ran out of the Abra Valley plant on 10 and Abra Valley, and we take San Dario to Valencia, and we go down to Sales or Ajo. And it takes us about an hour and 30 minutes. They put it to sleep for an hour and 30 minutes because that was our travel time. So when the mix would get there at Sal's, the mix would start to wake up, as we say.
And putting it to sleep is an additive.
Is an
to keep
additive
it from setting so
that also costs.
Yes.
that's what I was gonna bring up, the 105, does it include the additive to
No.
slow it down so it
No.
doesn't harden?
No, that is 2,500 PSI ready mix.
Okay.
But they only when they put it to sleep, they only put it to sleep depending on how much time that it's going to take to get from point A to point B. That's all. So your travel time from there to Sal's is completely different from there to here.
So the other company is $150 a yard, 10-yard minimum, and, they would not even consider coming to Mammoth either. Their standby time is calculated at $2 a minute.
Well, the whole thing is, if you're gonna talk, know what you're talking about. Don't just talk and state, and all this is a fixed time, whether you're gonna pour or ready mix. It's fixed labor.
Well, and one of the most important things that we need to consider here, we have a small crew. Our crew only mixes what they can finish within a reasonable amount of time. We cannot order 5 yards out of Tucson at a time. These guys, they're overworked as it is, and it's very difficult. So with that, I calculated now keep in mind also that all of this ready mix delivered, we still have to pay our laborers to finish. So that doesn't even come into calculations with the cost of this ready mix. We can batch a 5-bag mix, which is equal to about a 2,500 PSI, at $7.88 per bag, and 10 yards of that would be $394. Mr. Brewer did not know what he was talking about. And on that issue. Also, I have a couple of other things here. The computers I wanted to address. Was there anything else that anyone wanted? Oh, the wells. The Cielo project has nothing to do with our developing project here in Mammoth. Cielo, we met with Cielo and they told us they will not begin their project until they feel the time is right. So it doesn't matter how much coaxing or trying to convince them that we need this development. If they feel the time is not right, it will not happen. Now, who owns the wells? We own the wells. I mean, really, if Mr. Brewer had a question about the wells, we own the wells. We provide, when our development comes in, we will provide the water, we will provide the sanitation, the sewer, everything else that goes with that. I really wanted more time to work on this because I feel that there's a lot of things here that should be rebutted in his article. So, but those are the things that were pretty important. It really stood out to me. So,
Maybe Johnny will put it in the paper,
I'm sure he will.
Yeah.
what she's talking about.
If you, does anybody have any questions about any of
Right
this?
after cement driver drives 80 miles an hour.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for allowing me to correct some of this.
Okay, we'll go into, we don't need to go into executive session.
No, Mayor, we've already discussed all the items on the agenda.
We'll go item 8, adjourn.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Councilman Diaz to adjourn. Second by
I second it.
Councilman Salah, in favor of the motion?